Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to look at example 3. In example 3, we're asked to calculate the limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x over x cubed. So the first step we want to do is to check the form. Check the form of this limit to see, can we use L'Hopital's rule? All right, so to check, we're going to plug in infinity. And I use quotes because infinity is not a number. It's an idea of going larger and larger. But let's plug in infinity and see what the form looks like. So e to a large number over a large number cubed. So we see that e to a large number will be infinity. E to the x blows up as x goes to infinity. And infinity cubed, oh, well, that also blows up. It's just infinity. So we can get a sense of what happens in the numerator and denominator. And we see that that sense is infinity over infinity. So yes, this is one of the forms, and you can check it up here. So yes, this is a form that allows us to use L'Hopital's rule. Great. Okay, so this means that if we want to compute the limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x over x cubed, L'Hopital's rule, and I'm going to write it out here, L'Hopital tells us that this limit is equal to the limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x prime over x cubed prime. So let's compute the derivatives of the numerator and denominator there. The limit as x goes to infinity, the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. Derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. So now take a moment to look at the new function we have. So now we have the limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x over 3x squared. So we see that this also has the form infinity over infinity. So L'Hopital's rule again, and let's do LH, tells us that this is equal to the limit as x goes to infinity of the denominator, or sorry, of the derivative of the numerator over the derivative of the denominator. So that is e to the x, derivative of e to the x is still e to the x. Derivative of 3x squared is 3 times 2x, or 6x. Now we just take a pause and look at this function. I'm going to rewrite that 3 times 2 as 6, because that's what 3 times 2 is. Now notice that when we plug in infinity, the numerator and denominator still have the form infinity over infinity. It's okay though, because notice it's getting better. Before, our denominator had a cube, now we have a square, now we just have a single one. So let's use L'Hopital's rule one more time. L'Hopital's rule tells us this is equal to the limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x over 6. So now we just need to look at this limit here. So what happens in this limit? Well, as x goes to infinity, that numerator blows up to infinity. The denominator stays 6. So no matter how large we get, if we divide by 6, we're still going to get a really large number. So this limit is equal to infinity. So then we can summarize or write the answer up here. The limit as x goes to infinity of e to the x over x cubed is infinity.